What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and with the launch of Star Wars The High Republic getting so much publicity, there are a lot of people, whether they weren't sure exactly what this would be, maybe they weren't paying attention because it was just books and comics, but now they are finding out, they are realizing exactly who is in charge of writing these stories, and spoiler alert, they are typical Lucasfilm hires. For the most part, they are activists that want to change what Star Wars is, and want to change society in general, and one of those people, Justina Ireland, we are going to talk about today because she wanted to play victim on Twitter yesterday, trying to say why people are upset that she is writing some of these. And we're going to do a dive into her history and why it is dangerous to let people like this write for Star Wars. Now, Justina Ireland, let's get the official introduction. This is from StarWars.com. Justina Ireland is the author of Dread Nation, a New York Times bestseller, and Yalza, so young adult literature, best fiction for young adults top 10 selection. Her other books for children and teens include Deathless Divide, Vengeance Bound, Promise of Shadows, and the Star Wars novels, Lando's Luck and Spark of Resistance. Her favorite Star Wars films, Rogue One. Her favorite Star Wars character is Mace Windu. And her favorite scene, of course, is from The Last Jedi. Luke brushing the dirt off his shoulder in The Last Jedi. Now, what did Justina Ireland tweet yesterday that had me motivated to make this video? It was this. I see some of you have just discovered there's a black woman writing Star Wars. You know what's great about being verified? Your vitriol never gets past my filters. Have fun, stay mad. Now, the reason that I really decided to talk about her today is the irony of all of this, because there has been a person at Lucasfilm who has been spitting vitriol about a race, a specific race, and that's Justina Ireland about white people. She's been doing it all year, even longer than that, and we're going to talk about all that in this article from Ichibaka. Justina Ireland really hates white people. It's going to take some of the tweets from 2020 where she references white people and her disdain for them, and we're going to talk about that. But first, why don't we let her speak for herself on why she thinks what she does in writing is so important, right? This is from Anna, that Star Wars girl. She found this video out there. I decided to take the actual video so you can get the full context of what she is talking about. She is sitting down there talking about young adult novels, talking about some of the things she's done, and how she likes to use writing to change people's perspective on history. Let's take a listen.
And how no one can say fiction has no power in the real world. So as we're talking about sort of like remixing history, was that your sort of intent to rewrite history in this novel?
Oh, most definitely. Like, I don't think people realize that Black people existed except for like civil rights and slavery, right? If you look to
Yes, it was my intention to rewrite history. I don't think that people knew black people existed outside of civil rights and slavery. Very interesting, Justina. Let's let yourself explain that, see if we can get a little more understanding.
To fiction, Black people have been erased in a lot of like meaningful ways. Yeah. I do believe that fiction has that power because then people start to ask the question, why didn't I know about this? Why didn't nobody tell me about this? Because no one seems to understand that like the history you get taught in school is a very calculated history. It is the history of the people that someone at some point in time thought were important. No one cared about Alexander Hamilton until there was a Broadway play about him. And they're like, oh yeah, the founding father without a father. He's on the $10 bill. Like,
yes, no one cared about Alexander Hamilton. No one had ever heard his name ever before there was a Broadway play about him. There you go. The top level brains at Lucasfilm right now, Justina Ireland. So you can hear it from herself. She says it herself that one of the things she likes to do in her books is to rewrite history, to give people a different perspective on history. Now, she is writing fiction. She is writing Star Wars, but there is no doubt that she will make sure that her vision gets in those books. That's what she's told you that she likes to do when she writes. So why should Star Wars be any different? And when you go through this and a lot of the responses, a lot of people saying, what are you talking about? No one's mad that you're a black woman writing Star Wars. We're worried about the activism that is going to take place in Star Wars The High Republic. You even have her deleting tweets along the way. Of course, is she deleting tweets that are really harmful? No, she deleted a tweet that was saying Star Wars has always had a ton of diversity. You guys are trying to push this ridiculous narrative onto Star Wars, talking about all the alien species that have always been a part of Star Wars, the diversity, the representation. It's a different galaxy. But no, they continue to try to bring real world shit into Star Wars, and that's exactly what we're going to see with some of her characters. And when you look at some of her tweets, right? When you look at some of her tweets, and it's just, these are the people that Lucasfilm is proud to have on their staff, that they are proud to hire. Let's take a look at some of the things she has tweeted in just 2020. Woo, publishing really does love it when white people write about racism, don't they? In honor of BN Buzz and Penguin Random and the terrible decision to literally blackface books that your 11th grade English teacher considered classic but feature nary a person of color, let's use the hashtag diverse editions hashtag to consider what those books would really be like. White nonsense gets up early, but I get up earlier. Just kidding. White nonsense never sleeps. Shout out to all the black kids on Netflix shows just trying to live their lives while their white friends bring a mess of fuckery to their doorstep. Okay, so I was legit gonna retweet the replies to this, but lol, just read the replies to build yourself a great library of black authored fiction. To Kill a Mockingbird, not To Kill a Mockingbird though, that book is literally about absolving nice white people of the responsibility of racism. Did you fart? No, it's just me summoning my stand, white privilege. It's really not hard to be bitter. It's really hard not to be bitter about all of the white people in publishing regurgitating the things that black women have been saying for almost a decade like it's new. Facebook is a trip because it's where you get to learn that all the white people you knew back in the day didn't see you as human until the Today Show told them Black Lives Matter and their local Target burned down. Tell me, this is Dream Panel. Tell me why you decided to make your main character a white man like you. Is it because you're pushing some sort of agenda? Again, this goes on and on, guys. This is just from 2020. This is someone who is currently writing The High Republic for Lucasfilm. Ain't it wild how white people get to be children until they're 40, but if your black people think you should be an adult at 12? Today during my run, I composed an entire literary story about a white guy who goes out in public trying to get COVID so we can have a platform. Then I realized it's probably just going to be some bullshit that ends up in the New Yorker. White people are so afraid of spices when traveling. The history of European countries is them traveling around the world to find better food. There you go. Woo, not gonna lie, every time I see a white young adult author with a young adult with brown girl on the cover, I cringe a little like a full body wince, just waiting for the inevitable. Saying, all right, so she is now saying that if you are white, you can't write, quote, people of color. And of course, we know those are going to be major highlights for her. We know that just this is the next book that she's doing, where not only do you have this Jedi Knight who's the best of the best, this young girl who is the youngest knight in a generation, who's incredible at everything. We know this, but now she's going to have her friend with her, aspiring inventor, Avon Steros. So you're going to have another person who's just good at everything and also happens to be a, quote, person of color, as they like to say. This is Justina Ireland. There's so much more. Kiddo asked me what Gremlins was about, and I said, entitled suburban white kid gets a pet and proceeds to ignore expert advice so terrible things happen to everyone, but him pays the consequences. There you go. That's how she's indoctrinating her children. There are here you go. Look at this. Twitter challenges writers. Pitch your book with brutal honesty. There are black people and they don't die or exist just to help white people. And this is the first tweet she had in 2021. I guess mediocre white men are still going to be on here bragging about their mediocrity as though it's a hilarious anecdote instead of pure assholery. So thanks for establishing that baseline early, 2021. This is Lucasfilm. This is the High Republic. Now, I would say that of the 5 main writers of the High Republic, 3 of them are huge activists, just like Justina Ireland. They simply are. Like, we've shown that. I have shown over and over again Claudia Gray, the things that she has said. I've talked about Daniel Jose Older, who has a list of tweets 3 times that long that you can talk about his hatred for white people, specifically white men. But, it's just more of the same at Lucasfilm. For her to go out there and pretend to play victim like people are upset because she's black, no, it's because of all these other things, Justina. It's because of how you have said you want to change history to make sure it fits your perspective. How you have said and made sure it's very public, your disdain for a lot of white people and white culture. That may be the problem that a lot of people have with you writing for the High Republic, not for the color of your skin or what's between your legs. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Are you reading the High Republic? Are you excited for the High Republic, or the people involved with it one of the things that's keeping you away? Let me know. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.